let's get stuck into this mission. I'm not... I'm a little scared about it since it said 6 hours, didn't it? Like, holy shit, that's a long period of time. And also the fact that it's all puzzle based. I don't know that I'm gonna be able to do the puzzles, so... Oh well. Here we go. Sorry sir, give me a second. I didn't have my translation up because I'm an absolute twit. Bear with me. Du Yun Fei. Isn't this the old man Ren? Oh, this is right. Yeah. Okay, teleport us, please. I'm gonna regret this immensely, aren't I? Oh, this looks like the mountain where we've been before. Is it the mountain where we've been before? I do not know. Before we get stuck into this actual quest, even though I literally said we were just about to do it, I just need to have a bit of a preface to this. I did try to do this quest on my own. I had a strong feeling I wouldn't succeed, but especially because it said like, what, 1/3 of people get through it, which means 2/3 fail. The odds were pretty much stacked against me considering I have no idea what's going on. But nonetheless, I tried. I did my best. I struggled for 35 minutes trying to figure out what to do in this quest line because it doesn't give you any like text you can click on. You've literally got to find it yourself, and I didn't know what it was asking. I didn't know what it wanted. I know that it was telling me to use my eagle eye ability. I can't remember what it's called in game, but it just reminds me of like Assassin's Creed eagle eye ability, so that's just what I tend to call it. I know I had to use that, and once I activated it you get access to 2 more abilities. The first ability was pretty much useless. The second ability is called Feng Shui. This, I don't know what it does, but it's like it sends ripples through time and finds hidden objects or something. I don't know, but again, you needed to use it. The instructions said pretty much to just use the Feng Shui ability at suspicious surroundings. Like, what the hell does that mean? Nothing seems suspicious to me, thank you. If you speak Chinese, you do actually get cues in the dialogue as to where you should probably be looking and attempting to use your Feng Shui skill to progress. But because I had no idea what was going on in the dialogue, I had no idea what was happening, I was completely lost, I could not progress. It was just, no, it wasn't happening. So I turned to Discord. One of the guys there, whose name I have no idea how to pronounce, was able to send me his video of him doing it, which is all well and good. It took him, I think, 2 hours, just over 2 hours to do it, but there was no commentary, so I couldn't really understand sometimes what he was doing, and also couldn't understand if just because he's doing it on his playthrough, whether it would still carry through to mine. And as is the case, the answer is no. Some things are consistent across everyone's playthrough in each quest. Some of them are completely different and random, and I couldn't tell which ones were which from his particular well, it's not even a walkthrough, just let's play. So I also, from the Discord, found an older post from somebody that links to an old Chinese blog post. So yes, this is in Chinese. Once you translate that, it's like a walkthrough of how to do this quest, but it skips really small steps, so I had to use it in conjunction with the other dude's video, and by using the two I could figure out which parts were consistent and which parts were random for each playthrough. I still had small glitches throughout it and little times where I'm like, wait, what, am I supposed to do this? What, huh? But I managed to get through it in an hour and a half. It doesn't really take that long for anybody else, but it's because I needed all the dialogue to run fully so that I could go back now and translate all the dialogue and understand the story. So I didn't have any commentary at the time, I just sat down and did it. So I had no idea what was happening as I was going through. I was just following my list of instructions to the T, and that was it. Now, I'm going back now, I'm adding commentary, and it's not what I normally like to do, but it's just how I'm playing it out, given how long it took me to write down the instructions. As I said, like, it's like a 2-hour video, plus trying to understand a Chinese, playthrough, and then actually doing it myself. It was just a very, very, very long day, so I was like, I cannot be bothered to talk. I really can't. So here I am. I'm just going to be adding this commentary on afterwards, kind of explaining what I'm doing, and I have transcribed. Oh my god, it has literally taken me half the day to go through this entire video and transcribe all the dialogue. Now I understand the story, and I'm hopefully you guys will understand from my translations. The translations, as always, are not great. I have taken a little bit of liberty with some of the things to try and make it make sense. Other parts, I've just left it in its tragic native state, so some of it may not make sense. And as always, I didn't spend too much time trying to get a correct translation, so there are parts where I'm just like, yeah, and he says something, 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 because I don't know what the translation says. So you will encounter that. But I have spent a lot of time going through here to get it done as quickly as possible and to get the translations done correctly for both you and most importantly for me. So I hope you appreciate the effort I've put into this guys. And yeah, let's get stuck into this quest. Oh man, this is your home? What a rural pastoral scene, or something like that. You must be a hermit with elegance. You flatter me. I'm just an old man who can't communicate anymore. This land comes from my ancestors. After thriving, these decades have returned and become more and more scattered. Oh. As I said, translations are absolute arse, but we'll work with it. And we will also listen to him speak for the entire duration. Maybe I should speak a little slower. Old man, don't be sad. Everything in this world is constantly changing, and maybe one day, the prosperity of that year will come again. But the original foundation of my ancestors, I don't want to ruin it with my hands. I'm a bit tired. Let's go sit out the front. And I go follow Ren Chambei. Chambei, I have discovered, is like the equivalent of Sunbei or senpai or something like that. Your senior. Though in this case, it's not like just slightly older. She's using it in like a respectful older man sort of sense. So his name is Ren, so it's Ren Chambei. Something like that. Chambei. Pronunciation's not my strong suit, but you know, whatever. Come on, old man, walk faster, please. And here we go. Ren Chambei, do you feel better now? Well, much better. You can start telling your story at any time. I'm here to listen. In fact, I don't have any interesting stories to tell. I'm just an ordinary person among all beings. Millions of people have experienced it. Most people in this world have changed their lives and lived like me. I don't really know what he means by that last part, but I think he's just trying to say he's an ordinary man and therefore has nothing interesting to tell. Of course, there are also some people in this world who have an unusual life trajectory. They are able to reach heights that ordinary people cannot reach. They can leave moving stories and legends in the river of time, and they can become the brightest stars in the night sky, just beyond the reach of me and other mortals. When I was young, I sat here and listened to my grandfather telling about such people. At that time, in my heart, I dreamed that one day I could become like them. The people in the stories did not find themselves as small as dust until they had gone through decades of ups and downs. What's going on? What just happened? Scared me to death. Why are there two people suddenly? Chambei. Huh? You guys? Can't you see me? Yonggui. Is Zhaozha's story good? Grandpa, I still want to listen. Do you want to be as powerful as Zhaozha? Yes. Then you should go practice. Only after you've laid the foundation can you become a good person in the future. He's a nice old man. But I want to hear the story. Once you've finished your exercises, Grandpa will tell you more. If you continue to be lazy, your father will hit you again. Foreshadowing. But I lost my sword. You child! Where did you lose it? It should be in this bamboo forest. They disappeared? Now this is the part where things get a little bit more interesting. I know that I have to use that that feng shui ability here in this bamboo forest to try and find the kid's sword that he lost. However, I'm not quite sure where specifically it's supposed to be, so I have to try several times and keep repositioning myself to try and get the sword to appear, because it's not visibly there until I do this. As I said, I'm not quite sure what this feng shui ability does. I should probably read up on what it does, but whatever. I think on the next one I possibly, oh god, get it with, you know, a few unnecessary jumps. In the meantime, actually no, I think there's one more try. Yeah, nah, one more try, because I think I go white. Yep, there she goes. You can tell how many times I've watched this bloody thing. And boom, there we go. It has found my sword. I've just got to sort of stand on it and collect it. My sword. It's not my sword, the kid's sword. The kid's toy wooden sword for his practice. So I find it. There we go. Pick that bad boy up. This small open space near the back kitchen door was the most annoying place of my childhood. It is also where my dream began. And you see what I mean? It's physically telling you where to go, but without knowing what he says, you have no hope in hell of knowing where you're supposed to go. You also get a book in this section that that gives you hints, but I didn't read it. But anyway, you activate the sword. Did you forget yesterday? You can't have a snack. It's too hard to make excuses for yourself. There is nothing difficult in the world. I'm afraid of people like that. How many times have you said that? You just play all day, don't care at all. How will you stand up in the future? If you're not strong enough, you will be bullied, and the reality is very cruel. Look at me. Do you remember what I said? Yes. Continue to practice. If you don't do well today, you are not allowed to eat tonight. Sorry, that was totally a typo, and I stumbled over it. Okay, where are we heading now? Oh yes, sorry. And sometimes whenever I get overwhelmed by hard and boring practice, I enjoy painting. Give me a pair of pen and ink and a piece of white paper, and I can draw the whole world. I like to hide in the quiet bamboo forest to paint. I also like the stone tables and benches there. There is no intentional form, and some are just natural and self-contained. See, it told you that he likes to paint to go get pen and ink and paper and stuff, so that tells you where to go, and now it's telling you to come to this natural rock formation for this cutscene. What you drew is a flying bird in the sky. Yes. Very good. Your drawings are getting better. I will be a big painter in the future. Hush, keep quiet. Don't let your father hear. Otherwise you have to say that you will no longer paint. I heard it. Humph. What's the use of doing these messy things all day long? Will it make you stronger? Or will it make you money? Studying martial arts is the only way. As a father, I've studied martial arts. Something. It's exhausting. I don't want you to be as indifferent in this life as you are. You have to stand out and be famous. Don't talk to me about it. Something like that. Remember, life is short. When you're a teenager, don't waste your time like this. But my painting... He's tearing it up, by the way. You're a man. Don't cry. Now go and practice. That was all my hard work. At that moment, it turned into fragments and drifted away with the wind because his father tore up his drawing. Huge grievance and unwillingness struck my heart, and I wanted to recover those fragments. So, in other words, we need to find the scattered pieces of his painting and put it together again. Because, you know, that's an easy thing to do, considering how much bloody time has passed since when it happened and now, but you know, whatever. Now, I knew I had to activate my eagle eye ability, but I couldn't see the light that I was supposed to see, so I was like, did I do something wrong? But it turns out I just activated it too early, so once I reactivate it, then I can see the lights. So, yeah, oops. So we head towards the first part, the first piece of his scattered hopes and dreams. Pick that bad boy up. And we continue on to the second one. There are 8 pieces in total, and the easiest way to grab these is to just head in like a clockwise direction. I've already done like a guide on how to do this. If you guys are currently playing Justice Online and you need to know a quicker, more succinct version of how to get through this quest, I'll link it down in the description down below, so you don't have to watch these multiple episodes in the long-winded versions. You can just watch the go here, do this version, which trust me is a freaking lot quicker. But anywho, I digress. We're heading on to the next piece. Splat. At least we get to listen to pretty music while we do it. You will notice, I'm pretty sure I just missed one, by the way. And here we come to the fun part. The next one is on the roof. I suck at flying. We know this. Everybody knows I suck at flying. I just couldn't get higher, and she kept whacking into the side of the house. So I tried to go forward, and then you can change direction, but I don't know. No matter what I did, I couldn't get up on the roof. This game really should have like a quest that teaches you flying and the different tips and tricks, but alas, it does not. So, you know, I just struggled. Don't worry, I get there eventually. Don't panic. Almost there, almost there. You got this! You don't got this. Also, if you hit the trees, you plummet to the ground. You can't just go through trees, unfortunately, in this game. I wish you could, but alas. I think this is the last try. Boom. Yay! Except this is when I realised I only got 7 of the 8 fragments. There's also me reading my instructions. So I head to my bag, click on them, and they go, oh wait, shit, there's only 7 there. Oh god damn it. Now I've got to go find the one I missed. Yeah, sad times. I knew it had to have been somewhere ahead of us. Oops, don't mind me. Wrong buttons and all. And I do find it fairly easily. There it is. Grab that one, and then stick the pieces of the torn up painting together. The torn painting can be repaired, but the traces of cracks will always exist. The same goes for my heart. I no longer paint my heart with a pen, but I still like the bamboo forest and the stones that are naturally carved. Hint hint, go back to the stones. I wasn't sure how to trigger the scene, by the way. I was like, do I use my eagle eye? Do I have to use an item? And the answer is, you've got to be standing on the other side, I think. This is the book that tells you clues and stuff of what to do if you get lost along the way. I just wasn't standing in the right spot while I was trying to use the correct, like the stuck together painting. I think you got to be over here in this side of the desk table thing. Except I was still very confused about what I was doing. Or is... yeah, no, at this point, still confused. Still very confused. I was like, should there be something else triggering somewhere else? No, yes, no, no, it should definitely be here. And this is me, checking my notes. Oh shit. Yeah, I do that a lot. And see, I just wasn't standing in the right place. Yongui, the patched up paper I've hidden here for you. Don't let your father see it again. Mother, I will go to the east to be big and paint. Also, to be a big hero! I'm not 100% certain of that one. You can be a great hero who draws pictures. Will it be difficult? Learning martial arts alone is already difficult. There is nothing difficult in the world, only someone afraid to care. As long as you are willing to work hard, God will treat you well. Okay, one day I will become very powerful. He's very optimistic. But anyway, we've got to head on back now, because that completes the first stage. And we left off... I'm just going to get rid of my notices, sorry. We left off with the buried painting, so we've got to find the buried painting using the Feng Shui ability There it is. Let's quickly grab it and head back to Renchampe. And every single time we go back to him, we say, Renchampe, do you remember this? Every single time. This picture. It has been buried for so many years. I really hate that time. I like to paint. If I can work hard in this area, maybe I can become the second... I don't know if he's referring to a person or something. I'm not quite sure on that part. A lot of his long-winded sentences are a bit iffy for me. And he has a lot of long-winded sentences, trust me. With carelessness, you lose everything. If you lose in chess, you can start a new game. But if you make a mistake in your life, you have no chance to regret it. What nonsense am I saying? Can I really become a great painter without martial arts? I mean, I don't see the correlation, but whatever. Maybe I was just born an ordinary person. I don't hate my father after all. I also wanted to be a great hero. I have a hero dream. In the hot summer of that year, a teenager who was lying in the shade of a tree and thinking about tons of dreams said so. I'm trying to find where they are, by the way. I thought I had to use my ability over here, but no, I just had to go under the tree where he was thinking about his tons of dreams. And of course his father catches him, kicks him. Stinky child. I had to look over you for a short while and you get lazy again. Dad, I just had my dream interrupted by you. I dreamed that I became the first master of the rivers and lakes. Humph. You don't work hard, all you do is daydream. But I have practiced almost 3 hours today from early morning to noon, so I should take a good rest, right? You dare to talk back? Don't be so blind. How long have you slept in your heart? Or something like that. I don't really know. This... something. You like to stay under the tree, right? Go clean up the fallen leaves under the tree. And so that's what we proceed to do, oddly enough. Eagle-eye vision, head to the light, and sweep up the fallen leaves, because that's just how we roll, apparently. You do this 6 times, I believe, if memory serves, so let's just trundle through and do that. What is home? It is a place where the young man is eager to flee but cannot leave. No matter where he is, home is always home. Totally eavesdropping, but whatever. Yeah, I couldn't get them to speak, so I kept running around trying to trigger it. Teacher Hong, Yongui is just a little lazy. I will discipline it strictly. I believe he will not let you down. This is not just a problem of laziness. On the one hand, it is because he is average in some things he can't do alone. Teacher Hong, the indicator for the young apprenticeship of the elite martial arts hall. Please check again. I still have some money. Take back your money. I know you have been teaching him martial arts. Your savings are almost exhausted. The Shenhua martial arts recruits apprentices and picks the best of the younger generation. It can't be bought with money. You want me to watch Yongui miss such a good opportunity and never have a chance? There is nothing he can do about it. If I could work harder, Yongui would not be like this. Don't blame yourself. Everyone has his own life. Wise woman. Do you have a sanctuary? When you're in pain, saddened, or tangled, remorseful, you will head to the sanctuary and heal your wounds silently. Walk across the stone bridge, turn left, and follow the road on the right until you see the waterfall. There is my sanctuary. So again, if you understand Chinese, it's literally telling you where you need to go for the next trigger. I have to practice well so I live up to my parents' expectations. And then he is training with the training dummies. For this, you've got to pay attention to the order in which he strikes the dummies, because then you have to do the same thing after him. So it's a bit of a memory game. It's different for every person. It's not the same pattern every time. Still a bit jerky. Try again. But then I've got to go do it. So bear with me, child. Boom! I recommend single attacks, like normal attacks for that rather than abilities. Again! And he does it again. We have to do it a total of 3 times, so yeah. I do find it's also easier if you zoom out as opposed to being zoomed in. It's not enough. Come again. Again! And final time. Oh, this is much faster. He definitely does progress and improve. Nice work. And I actually wasn't expecting it a 3rd time, so I was only half paying attention, so I was actually guessing this last one. He said, it's a little better. If you have no problems this time, take a break. Almost. My heroic dreams haven't changed. Although I am ordinary, but I work so hard, maybe one day I can stand out and shine. Yonggui, today is your 18th birthday. Since you are no longer a child, you must understand responsibility and frankness. You must be a good man for your words. Father, I remember. I will fight hard and never lose sight of you. You just wait, something, something, something. I will return and let you have a good life. Well, you have this heart, and you are already satisfied. When you first enter the world, you will encounter many things. You will see many people. You must learn to distinguish between right and wrong. Always keep your heart. Work hard. Mother is not around. You have to take good care of yourself. Eat 3 meals a day on time. When it's rainy, remember to take an umbrella. If it is cold, you must wear more clothes. If you're uncomfortable, you must quickly seek medical treatment. Mother, I'm not a kid anymore. Time flies so fast. It was only yesterday you were a little kid running around with a rattle. Why are you so tall suddenly, like your father? Mother. Why say these things? Today is Yonggui's birthday and his first day in the rivers and lakes. We should be happy. Yonggui, come. There is something for you. This is a real sword. Your father has limited ability and can only afford this very ordinary sword. But I hope to use it to develop your extraordinary life. I have no idea what he's saying here, FYI, so enjoy. The sword only accompanied me for just 2 years, and it was completely damaged in a competition. At the time, they laughed at me using such a broken weapon. The moment the sword was destroyed, I cried. Zhao Guo's group laughed even more, saying that a big man was crying after losing a contest. No one knows. I'm not sorry for that. At that moment, what appeared before my eyes was my father's grey hair and his eyes. I was reluctant to throw away the sword and stored it in a locker in the temple room. It says locker, but it's just the dresser in front of me. It's where he stashed it. So then I have to go back in there and use my feng shui ability on the dresser. So you see the whole thing has sort of a flow to it. We were just talking about the sword in this dresser, so in the next part of the quest we've got to come to the dresser and grab the sword. It's just got rhythm like that, which you can understand if you understand the language. But anywho, now that we have the sword in question, let's head back to Ren. Ren Chenbei, do you remember this? He's now talking to the sword, by the way. What's wrong with you? I haven't seen you in so many years. You turned out to be rusty. You were old, just like me. He has so much to say in this quest chain. Guess it's Shendan's fault for inviting a large conversation with him. Do you remember? At that time, I took you into the rivers and lakes with lofty sentiments in my heart, and I felt that my future was full of hope. Every day was ambitious, looking for something capable of catching everyone's attention. It's true, Shendan was the one who asked him to tell her a story. So pumped that I have to pay attention. Gradually, I found that the rivers and lakes are not so good. I have no special ability and no special opportunity. I was beaten, made fun of, deceived, have suffered a lot, and have taken a lot of detours. In the end, they still need to be busy, and they will be alive in their lifetime. No idea about that last sentence. Sounds a bit iffy. Do you get the idea? Old man, you are an ordinary sword. No matter how you exercise, you cannot become a hero. You must be very upset, right? Again, he's still talking to the sword, which is a little random, but whatevs. Faced with the inflexible reality, I also imagined, what if I were born into a rich family? Will it be easier to succeed? Or will I love something self-degeneration? With my own efforts, can I one day fill the empty room with gold and silver jewels? Now, this quest. So, you've got 8 chests in rows of 4, 3, and 1. So, the top 4 all have a set number combination, never changes. The next 3 change and the bottom one changes. Now, the problem I had, I am looking at chest number 1. I am focusing directly on chest number bloody 1. Would you like to know what chest the game selected? It selected chest 5 behind me, and it took me ages to figure out why these combinations were not working. I was going through different combinations, like maybe the order is just different, and I tried with the next one. I'm like, what, bruh? What's going on? It kept selecting the chests behind me. I've never had this problem in the game. I've had an issue if it's like 2 objects in front of me and it doesn't select the correct one, but not behind me. So then I ended up manually choosing the chests once I realized this and input the correct numbers. Again, if you need these numbers for the guide will be down in the description down below. So, we just continue to do this 3 more times. I mean, I think you can probably work it out from the numbers down below. I never bothered to do the maths and figure out the number manually and if it does match, but whatever. We're just opening chests. I don't actually know why we do this, if I'm going to be honest with you. I know he said something about, I imagined, what if I had been born into a rich family? But I really just don't get the correlation, you know? And last one of the top 4. Get there eventually. Boomskis. Now, what you have to do is interact with each of the chests, and then she will tell you a number. So boom, there's a number down the bottom there. And then the next one will tell you a number. Oh, I paused to write it down, by the way. Now, chest number 5, oops, see, it's selected the one behind me. Chest number 5 is the sum of chests 1 and 2. So those 2 numbers, you add them together, and then you have the sum of chest 5's combination. I probably should have cut this out, but you know, friggin' effort. I'm just writing them down, adding them up, double checking that I've added them correctly, and then inputting the answer. Riveting stuff, I'm sure. Now we do the same again. We already know the number from chest 2, so we grab the number from chest 3, add the 2 of them together, and then we have access to chest number 6. Again, writing down, calculating, double checking, you know the drill. And again, we know the number for chest 3, so we could just grab chest 4s, add it with the sum of chest 3, and then plop it into chest number 7. As I said, these numbers are random that the chests spawn, so in your own gameplay you're going to have to do this maths yourself. Now, there are 3 chests which correlate with the 3 numbers for chest 8's combination. So it's number 1, number 2, and number 3. And boom, we have the code for chest number 8. Stick her in. Slowly, very, very slowly, we'll get there. Yeah? No? Yeah? There we go. And we are done QCing. There are only so many old things in our house. Let's exchange them for some money. How much can I charge for these? It's not enough. I still have to think of a way. Young people are always outside, and they always have little money. Just take it, even if it's not much. Better than nothing. No need. Alas, what's the use of working so hard outside? I still don't have a good father. What a dick. Oh, he's not wrong. What did you say? Now, I don't know who drops this handkerchief, because it's bloody. I don't know who it was. If I could look back then, I would regret saying those words to my father. The bloody handkerchief. I will take it to the water and clean it. Again, it's telling you what to do. But I don't know whose it is, but we're cleaning it. I went back to where I heard the story, but this time I became the storyteller. I couldn't tell that it was clean already because it wasn't stopping me. I was just, drowning. Even though you don't drown in this game. So I checked and I'm like, okay, no, that's a clean hanky. Cool, great, thanks for telling me, game. And he told you to go back to the stone table for the next story portion of today's segment. I just have to I didn't know if I had to interact with the hanky or whether I had to just stand in the right spot. I think in the end it triggered when I used the hanky. Yep, there we go. Men do not cry easily. Take the handkerchief and wipe your eyes. Why? Why are the rivers and lakes so sinister? Why is it so difficult to break out in the world? I paid so much, after eating so much bitterness. Why am I always inferior? Why am I still being bullied? What about good heavens and rewards? What about good things in the world? False stories. Slowly walking around. Me? You are limited by your ability. It can't be forced. What God has given you, you can make the best use of it, worthy of yourself. Maybe it was for my sake, and this road may not really be for you, but that's it. Then it's hard to bite the bullet. Bend down, pick it up. If you don't see him, somebody rather, is old and has grey hair. So we picked up a strand of grey hair from the ground. Now we come into this room, we interact with the candle to get that to activate. I don't know why there are mirrors. But you just gotta follow the pattern to get them to move in the correct formation. Though how the frig you guess this formation, I would not have a freaking clue. But anyway, you just interact with the ones as shown. I don't know why I'm telling you how to do this. As I said, I've got a guide that already tells you how to do it, but I guess I'm just trying to fill the silence. Boom! 2 more moves and we're done. Which is this one here, and then the one on the left. And then it makes shiny radiance from the mirror over here, and I couldn't get to trigger. You just kind of walk around until the scene triggers. It'll happen eventually. There we go. Yonggui, you were older. It's time to marry a wife. But I haven't made a career, and I don't have much savings. I can't wait. If you continue to talk like this, you will miss a major event in your life. You want me to marry a woman I don't know? You don't need to worry about this. Your mother has already found a good wife for you. It costs a lot to match the matchmaker and prepare for the ceremony. You must marry soon without mistake. I guess that's what they did back in the day, so yeah. And you come over to Yonggui, staring pensively out the window. And his eyes. We go join him on the side of the cliff. Well, it's not much of a cliff, but still. In fact, I already knew that we were destined to be together in this life. I will put you down as soon as possible. Live my own life and wish you happiness. I don't know what he means by this line. The conch you sent me, I've already buried it under this tree, so as not to see people thinking. Hint, hint. As I said, once you speak the language, it's pretty obvious about what you're supposed to do. It's easy to talk about letting go. Every time I see the hoe standing next to the back door, hint, hint, an impulse is raised, and I want to make that right something, 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 dig it out and hold it in the palm of my hand like a treasure. So we grab the hoe by the back door, we go back to the tree and dig up the shell, the conch. That was apparently a gift from the chick he's about to marry that he already randomly knew. A little iffy about these parts, but anyway, back to the tree. Grab my hoe and dig, dig, dig. Then we interact with the conch. Interact with the conch. There's faint singing in the distance. Where did it come from? So we go find the singing, which comes from the upstairs room. How is my singing? It's good to hear. Then I will sing to you every day. Okay. I made a shirt for you, and I don't know if it fits well. Try it on. Okay. It's in this cabinet. It will be kept here. Hint, hint. So that's what we do. We head back on upstairs, use our feng shui ability on the dresser, and grab the clothes. See, I don't understand why people who speak Chinese don't finish this quest, because it's quite heavy-handed to a degree in its instructions. And once you know what to do, it's really very simple. So, as always, we head back to Ren Qinbei. Ren Qinbei. Do you remember this? It's been very sad. Didn't you say that you would sew 4 sets of clothes for me a year? Is there a set of seasons? In the first 27 years, you did it. Why did you break your promise in the 28th year? How can you do this? Told you, he's practically writing a novel at this point. Oh, I remember. It doesn't help that he speaks really slowly. I sometimes said that life doesn't count. I promised to take you to Jiangju Yuan to listen to the wind, to Taohua Wu to enjoy the flowers, to Nuaqian Taipo to watch the snow, and to Jiandao to watch the moon. As a result, I did the same. I always said we'd go back later, but I didn't know the future would never come. He made promises he didn't keep, in other words, because he thought they had more time. Xiao Mei, that's his wife. You must be mad at me, or blame me for not taking you there. If it weren't for my promise, you wouldn't break my promise of 20 years, right? Sorry, Xiao Mei. I was wrong. Will you forgive me? So long-winded.
我错了，你原谅我好不好？